In Chile, an otherwise ordinary man named Luis Antonio Soto Romero lived his life with an extraordinary claim. He stated that, beginning at the age of 7, he received continuous, living telepathic dictations directly from the Divine Father Jehovah. The physical result of this lifelong telepathic connection is massive. Romero hand-wrote thousands of large, densely illustrated sheets of paper, collectively known as the Scrolls of the Lamb of God. These scrolls contain highly specific, detailed blueprints. They map out the origin of molecules, chart the architecture of the cosmos, and even lay out the mechanical construction of flying saucers. Writing under the pseudonym Alpha and Omega, Romero asserted that these thousands of pages represent a third and final divine doctrine, positioned as the direct successor to the Mosaic Law and the Christian doctrine. Taken as a whole, these texts represent a deliberate, visible blueprint intended to replace established scientific and spiritual thought with a singular, cosmic perspective. The timeline of this doctrine begins far outside our physical solar system, in a region of the macrocosm identified as the galaxy Trino. According to the scrolls, Earth did not coalesce from a lifeless cloud of cosmic dust. Instead, it was born through a loving colloquium, a direct exchange of energy between two colossal, brilliant suns. This model illustrates creation. The first sun, Alpha, represents the masculine sign and geometric beginning, forming a strict 90-degree right angle. The second sun, Omega, acts as the solar mother. She represents the feminine and final judgment, defined by a complete circle. Through the union of these twin suns, the Earth emerged from the divine womb of the solar mother Omega as a microscopic sparklet of fire, initially no larger than the head of a pin. The scrolls reframe the Earth not as a random accident of physics, but as the deliberate, microscopic offspring of living galactic architecture. The doctrine then pulls us into our present era, a period it calls World Alpha. Here, human spirits chose to experience mortal life, but did so at the cost of forgetting their galactic origins. The central conflict of our time emerged when this divine plan was hijacked. A strange life system took hold, one governed entirely by the accumulation of wealth and the laws of capitalism. The scrolls are geographically specific about where this system reaches its apex. They identify the United States as the epicenter of this financial domination, explicitly labeling it the head of the beast. This economic framework generated immense inequality, widespread exploitation, and global suffering. According to the telepathic dictations, Father Jehovah never planted this system on Earth. The doctrine diagnoses our modern socioeconomic struggles as a cruel, materialistic illusion that needs to be broken, rather than an inevitable product of human nature. The timeline outlined in the scrolls leads directly to a climax, the expiration of World Alpha and the violent collapse of this oppressive financial system. The catalyst for this global collapse is the sudden manifestation of what the doctrine calls the solar television, or the Book of Life, appearing directly in the sky above us. This massive projection is designed to broadcast every hidden truth and every secret act committed throughout history, making them visible to the entire human population simultaneously. By exposing everything, the scrolls state that absolute cosmic transparency will be the mechanism that finally dismantles the deceit of the capitalist era. Following this collapse, humanity enters a millennium of peace and transitions into World Omega, an era governed directly by the solar firstborn sun, Christ. The physical reality of this new world is defined by a transformation of the human form, a resurrection where the humble are granted eternal flesh and the intellect of 12-year-old geniuses. The economic foundation of World Omega is defined as a celestial communism, a society where private property is unknown. Romero's immense telepathic blueprint ultimately offers a narrative of hope. It reframes the agonizing pain of modern life as a temporary trial, a necessary step before humanity's peaceful reintegration into a boundless and loving cosmos.